Welcome to A Course in Miracles in Practice.
Glad to have you with us.
Today we're going to start by reading the lesson, and then we'll talk about how you can take these concepts and actually use them in your everyday life.
Okay, let's get right to it. Today we're focusing on Lesson 122 from the Course.
Forgiveness offers everything I want.
What could you want forgiveness cannot give? Do you want peace? Forgiveness offers it. Do you want happiness, a quiet mind, a certainty of purpose, and a sense of worth and beauty that transcends the world?
Do you want care and safety and the warmth of sure protection always? Do you want a quietness that cannot be disturbed, a gentleness that never can be hurt, a deep abiding comfort, and a rest so perfect it can never be upset?
All this forgiveness offers you, and more. It sparkles on your eyes as you awake and gives you joy with which to meet the day.
It soothes your forehead while you sleep and rests upon your eyelids so you see no dreams of fear and evil, malice and attack.
And when you wake again, it offers you another day of happiness and peace. All this forgiveness offers you, and more.
Forgiveness lets the veil be lifted up that hides the face of Christ from those who look with unforgiving eyes upon the world.
It lets you recognize the Son of God and clears your memory of all dead thoughts so that remembrance of your Father can arise across the threshold of your mind.
What would you want forgiveness cannot give? What gifts but these are worthy to be sought?
What fancied value, trivial effect, or transient promise, never to be kept, can hold more hope than what forgiveness brings?
Why would you seek an answer other than the answer that will answer everything?
Here is the perfect answer, given to imperfect questions, meaningless requests, half-hearted willingness to hear, and less than halfway diligence and partial trust.
Here's the answer. Seek for it no more.
You will not find another one instead.
God's plan for your salvation cannot change, nor can it fail. Be thankful it remains just as He planned it.
Changelessly, it stands before you like an open door, with warmth and welcome calling from beyond the doorway, bidding you to enter in and make yourself at home where you belong.
Here is the answer. Would you stand outside while all of heaven waits for you within?
Forgive and be forgiven. As you give, you will receive.
There is no plan but this for the salvation of the Son of God. Let us today rejoice that this is so, for here we have an answer, clear and plain, beyond deceit in its simplicity.
All the complexities the world has spun of fragile cobwebs disappear before the power and the majesty of this extremely simple statement of the truth.
Here is the answer. Do not turn away in aimless wandering again.
Accept salvation now. It is the gift of God and not the world.
The world can give no gifts of any value to a mind that has received what God has given as its own.
God wills salvation be received today, and that the intricacies of your dreams no longer hide their nothingness from you.
Open your eyes today and look upon a happy world of safety and of peace.
Forgiveness is the means by which it comes to take the place of hell.
In quietness, it rises up to greet your open eyes and fill your heart with deep tranquility as ancient truths, forever newly born, arise in your awareness.
What you will remember then can never be described.
Yet, your forgiveness offers it to you.
Remembering the gifts forgiveness gives, we undertake our practicing today with hope and faith that this will be the day salvation will be ours.
Earnestly and gladly will we seek for it today, aware we hold the key within our hands, accepting heaven's answer to the hell we made, but where we would remain no more.
Okay. So hearing that right after thinking about Lesson 121, forgiveness is the key to happiness.
Yeah.
Well, they sound similar at first glance, don't they?
They really do.
Yeah.
But there's a subtle shift in focus, kind of. What we're aiming for when we choose to forgive, the motivation behind it.
Right, the motivation. Okay, let's use an example to sort of unpack that.
Yeah.
Imagine you're at work, right?
Yeah.
And a colleague, maybe someone you usually get along with, okay, basically presents your idea as their own in a meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That stings. You'd feel, what, angry, resentful, maybe just sort of unseen, undervalued.
Definitely, all of that. And those feelings don't just vanish after the meeting. They, hang around, make you tense. Maybe you replay the whole thing in your head.
Mm-hmm. So if we bring in Lesson 121 here, forgiveness is the key to happiness. It directly addresses that feeling bad part. It says, look, you feel unhappy, tense, distracted.
Because you're holding on to unforgiveness. You're replaying it, focusing on what they did wrong.
Right. And the lesson's solution is pretty direct. Forgiveness is the key to unlock your happiness again. Want to feel better. Forgive.
So the practice there would be maybe be consciously deciding, okay, I need to let this go. Not saying what they did was fine, but releasing my grip on the anger.
Yeah, maybe trying to see their perspective, like maybe they felt insecure or needed a win, something ego-driven. And you mentally maybe just silently offer forgiveness for that act.
And the hope, the expectation with Lesson 121 is that you feel lighter. The mental chatter quiets down, the tension eases, you get back to a state of happiness or at least peace.
That's the focus. But then Lesson 122 comes along and says, forgiveness offers everything I want. It kind of pushes us a bit further, doesn't it?
It does. It seems to ask, okay, beyond just wanting to stop feeling bad right now, what else is going on? What deeper things do you actually want that this situation has stirred up?
Good question. So in that work scenario, what else might be under the surface? Beyond just wanting the anger gone.
Well, I mean, peace of mind, obviously,
Yeah.
that churning feeling is the opposite of peace.
True. What else? Maybe recognition, a sense of your own worth being acknowledged.
Yeah, definitely. Feeling like your contribution matters. And maybe respect. Feeling disrespected is a big part of that sting.
Respect. And maybe even, depending on how you look at it, a sense of justice. Like the ego wants things to be set right, wants them to know they were wrong.
Yeah, that egoic sense of justice, for sure. And maybe just wanting a better work environment overall,
Yeah.
one where that kind of thing doesn't happen, where you feel supported.
Okay, so we have peace, recognition, worth, respect, that ego justice, a positive environment, quite a list. Lesson 122 implies forgiveness touches all of that.
Well, the peace part is maybe the most obvious. Holding the grudge, the anger that destroys peace. Forgiving literally releases the inner conflict.
Makes sense. What about recognition and worth? How does forgiving the colleague help with feeling valued?
This is where the Course flips things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It suggests true worth isn't given by others. So forgiveness here might also mean forgiving yourself for feeling diminished, forgiving that need for external validation to feel worthy. It strengthens the internal source of worth.
I see. So it's not just forgiving them, but forgiving your own reaction and the underlying belief that they could diminish your worth and respect.
Similar idea, perhaps. If you're demanding respect from someone and feel slighted when you don't get it, you're kind of dependent on them emotionally. Forgiving the perceived lack of respect frees you from that dependence. You act from your own inner respect, not demanding it externally.
Right. You reclaim your power, in a sense. Okay. And the justice piece, the ego wanting payback.
The Course often links forgiveness to seeing past the error, recognizing a shared innocence or a call for love beneath the ego's actions. So forgiving that perceived injustice isn't about condoning, but about releasing the need for punishment or revenge, seeing it differently.
Dissolving the need for that kind of justice by shifting perception. And the work environment. How does my internal forgiveness change the office?
Well, it changes your internal environment first, right? If you're carrying resentment, you project that energy, subtly or not. When you genuinely forgive, you shift your own state. That change within you can then ripple out, affecting how you interact, how you perceive things, potentially influencing the overall dynamic over time. You bring peace to the environment.
So applying Lesson 122 in this scenario becomes much broader. It's not just a quick fix for feeling bad.
You'd be forgiving the colleague, yes, for their actions, maybe seeing the ego behind it, but also forgiving yourself for being upset, for feeling small or inadequate because of it.
And maybe crucially, forgiving the perception itself. Forgiving the belief that this event, this person, actually has the power to take away your peace or diminish your inherent value.
That feels key, like you're withdrawing your belief in the power of the attack.
So working with Lesson 122 this way,
Yeah.
it feels like it could lead to something more substantial, more lasting than just getting back to happy.
Yeah, a deeper shift, maybe. Not just patching up the mood, but fundamentally changing how you see your own worth, your own ability to maintain peace, regardless of what happens externally. You're addressing those core wants, peace, worth, safety at their root.
Which is why I can say forgiveness offers everything I want, because it addresses those foundational desires that underpin the surface level upset. A much more profound sense of freedom, potentially.
A freedom that isn't dependent on whether the colleague apologizes or changes their behavior.
Precisely. The change happens within you, unlocked by forgiveness.
So the thought to leave you with, maybe, if forgiveness really does offer everything you truly desire, what part of that everything might you be unknowingly keeping from yourself by holding on to unforgiveness, even in small ways? What are you potentially blocking?
If any of our listeners have thoughts or questions that came up during this episode,
We'd genuinely love to hear from you.
please feel free to email us.
The address is acim@theworldharmonyproject.org.
That's ACIM at theworldharmonyproject.org.
We look forward to hearing your perspectives.